There's no possible way that I'll be able to fit the impact that she had on me in a reasonable time, let alone everyone here. So, as the millennial I am, I googled how to do it. By the way, I'm sure you know me, but if you don't, I'm BreAnna. I'm her niece. From all of you, I've learned so much more than me just being a niece. Over the past week, I cannot count the number of times that I've been told that I'm her mini-me, and how everyone knows that my mom gave birth to me, but she's always claimed me as her own. That truly fills my heart with joy, knowing that everyone sees a piece of her in me, and I'll carry that with me for the rest of my life. Well, let's get back to Google and how it says to do a eulogy. Step 1, introduction. Kind of covered that. These guys covered the poems. BreAnna covered the prayer. So I can skip that. I'd love to make a joke about lemon cake recipe or a shoe sale or how life is short to lick the bowl when you're done cooking. But no quote could show what truly was meaningful to her, except for it was family. I would say family and friends, but if you were her friend, you were her family. Step 2, talk about the person's life. She grew up in Greenville, Alabama, with her parents, Shirley and Barley Newton. Shirley O'Connor, Barley Newton, 4 siblings, Curtis, Vicky, Bo, and Leanne. She attended R.L. Austin Middle School, Georgiana High School. She started off her working career at the Piggly Wiggly, not too far from here. Then attended cosmetology school, and somehow became a pipe fitter out in Louisiana somewhere. Not sure how that happened. No matter how much she moved around or traveled, she always found her way back to family, right here in Sweet Home, Alabama. Family was always important to her. She treated my brother and I, and my cousins, Ben, Madeline, Brantley, all like her own children. She may have gone to cosmetology school, but gave me horrible bangs for 12 years of my life. But at least I didn't sneeze while she was giving me a haircut like my brother, which resulted in a huge gap in the back of his head. But she was more than our little barber. She was the cook of the family, the fashionista, the traveler, the indestructible, the lover of all things fun and creative, the spontaneous, the strong, the protector, the rock, and the inspiration. She may have had a difficult life journey, but she also made sure that she had a fun one. She always had her lipstick and her overnight bag ready to go. All those traits show exactly why she was my biggest inspiration. She pushed me to push the boundaries on life. She was behind so many decisions that I've made in life. She would always tell me to keep my head up, push my shoulders back so I didn't have bad posture. But she made sure to tell me that when I was going through hard times. She would always answer my call, even if it was 3 a.m. in the middle of the night, just to tell me if it was 1 or 2 eggs in her lemon cake recipe, because I could never remember. She was one of the huge reasons I am unforgivingly myself, because that's exactly who she was. My childhood was filled with memories of me cooking in the kitchen with her, walking over the hill with Penny and Duchess after school to see what she had going on, going through recent purchases from QVC, trying out everything that she got, doing each other's hair and makeup, and even hopping on the four-wheeler just to go right around. She always made sure I was ready for my next step of life, from getting me Mary Kay makeup and teaching me how to do it when I was ready, to gifting me suitcases when I graduated high school to make sure I could pack up and go anywhere that I wanted. She even got me a bunch of cookware when I got my first place, so I could cook all those amazing meals that she taught. As I got older, I moved to the beach. It changed from me going over to her house every weekend to her coming over to mine, so she could get a little me time, beach time, and to get away. I would always come home from work to a clean house or a nice meal as her way to say thank you, even though, just to say thank you. She even made Buzzy come out and clean my carpets one weekend. But spending time with her was always enough of a thank you. I didn't need all that other stuff. Every time she would come, we would ride out to the beach, no matter what the weather. We even went when it was pouring rain or there was a hurricane on the horizon, but she did not care. All she wanted to do was watch the sunset and touch the sand. Maybe I have a shot of Fireball, but don't tell her I told y'all. Each time we went out there, whether it was just us or we were joined by my mom, I would instinctively reach my arm out to help her down the stairs, just, so she wouldn't fall or anything. She would hold the same spot on my arm every single time, and even after we got down the stairs and down to the water, she would continue to hold the same spot in my arm. Those small things and those small feelings are something that I won't forget. Every time we went to the beach, I would always see that wonderful smile on her face, just pure bliss, just so happy to be there. And it would remind me of this picture that she showed me, where she was modeling in the sand. It's that same exact smile from way back when. If you don't know the picture that I'm talking about, that's good, but I'm not allowed to show you. There's so many other great stories I'd love to share with you guys, but I'll stop here so I can tell the memories that were shared with me over the past week from all of you. I'm positive Brenda knows exactly about that picture in the sand, but she also knows how unselfish Aunt Brenda was. A great example was at Brenda Gale's wedding. Not only is Aunt B the reason Brenda and Adam are together, Adam's words, not mine, but she made sure that she had a very special wedding even though she was sick at that time. She didn't have a reception planned, but Aunt B made sure that she had wine glasses, wine, and beautiful wedding cake and decorations, all without Brenda Gale knowing. No matter what the condition she was in, she would have not missed being there and being a part of that special day. There were so many special days that she made sure that she was a part of, even if she couldn't be there physically. And that was only because of the unselfish love that she had for everyone. A great example of this is she got to hear my brother graduate high school. She didn't get to see it because FaceTime wasn't a thing back then. But FaceTime was a thing when my brother had his first child, and she got to see him through there. The times that she wasn't being able to be present, she made sure it was special. Like for my brother's birthday one year, she brought him back a 3-foot-tall Power Ranger piñata from Mexico. He loved it so much, he didn't want to break it, and I don't think he ever did. Some of his favorite memories are driving up to visit her at her lake house. Now we move on to a time that she wasn't so unselfish, is when Pam, Debbie, Shannon, and her went to a hair show to be hair models. Debbie had long hair and they talked her into chopping it all off. After the hair show, they went to an Aaron Neville concert. Anyone know who that is? And then they went out on the town. To finish off an exciting night, they decided to go to a tattoo shop. All wanted to get matching Tasmanian devil tattoos, but they were all too tan for the color to show up. So they decided they would get matching hummingbirds. Pam decided to go first, and Aunt B, being the cautiously curious woman that she was, she interrogated the tattoo artist the entire time of Pam's tattoo about the level of sanitation and safety that came with getting a tattoo. Turns out she didn't like his answers. Pam is the only one that left the tattoo shop with a tattoo. And it's only because she went first. Mom and Aunt B had a unique, tough love and 3 a.m. phone call relationship. While Aunt B was strong, she sometimes needed that nudge of tough love. About a year after Aunt B got done with chemo, she called my mom in the middle of the night, like usual, talking about how she just wasn't feeling great, she was feeling out of it, and just tired of taking all the medicine, all that stuff. My mom interrupted her and was like, "Hey, let me call you back. I'm busy planning my dog's wedding." And Aunt B, apologized, said, "Sorry for interrupting you, call me back when you're not busy." So they proceeded to hang up the phone. About 30 minutes later, Aunt B called back and was like, "Wait, you don't have a dog." And my mom said, "You don't have a pity party." And they laughed and she said, "Suck it up, Buttercup." And I've known over the last couple months, I heard "Suck it up, Buttercup" a bunch. So if you've ever heard it, that's where the story that came from. They use that time to remind each other and themselves to laugh through the pain, that everything's going to get better. The next day, my mom drove to go pick her up and take her out to the beach. That was the usual interactions between them. She made sure to take care of her, and she needed it. This always showed me that the strongest people sometimes need to be reminded that they are strong. My mom made sure Aunt B never threw herself a pity party, because she would do the same for her, and she did the same for all of us. Well, I'm glad I got to share I'm glad I got the opportunity to share her life and some of the memories that I have with her and some that were shared with me. If there's anyone else that would like to share any other memories, you're welcome to come up and do so now. This is a really beautiful memorial and you did a great job, and thank you all for being here.